Yeah, let's close this out. This out. All right. What's up to those that came in? For some reason, my chat's not showing up. Let me refresh my YouTube page real quick. There it goes. All right, now we're cooking in. Hey, what's up, Feliciano? How you doing? I I I get mad at myself when I miss certain streams. Like I look forward to seeing like Jedi and Brian and Mark's, and I missed the streams. But I was doing something with my wife earlier. We were watching the new Matrix movie and stuff. But I want to talk about what I thought, which was what Mark was talking about, the year's end in boxing, because I really do have I have quite a few things to say about it, because I was very satisfied with the way boxing went this year. There were some downs as far as not seeing some fights that I think we all deserve, but I also feel as though maybe some of these promoters are starting to get it, that the consumer, which is us, deserves to get what we want. Um, give some fan service, you might say. So Feliciano, how you been, brother? Have things been going? Is my mic coming in okay, or is it like messed up? Oh, for sure. So, we've had some great fights this year. I think this year is second to none. And I've been into boxing. I came back to boxing about 2 or 3 years ago, right? So I'm gonna say, out of the 2 or 3 years that I've been back, this has been the best year. Thank you for letting me know. It sounds good. But yeah, hit that like button if you can. Whoever comes in, I got to get used to starting to say that, like hit the like and subscribe and all that stuff. I am trying to get to 1,000, so I can do a couple other things during the stream. I might upgrade. I'm gonna start doing like everybody else. I might put a either a PayPal or a Cash App. I know I do have Cash App, but I'm new at it. I don't know how to use it. But I feel kind of, how do I say this? Um, I feel bad putting up something like that because I feel like I'm begging, and I don't like the idea of being an e-beggar. And I'm not trying to put that stigma anywhere. It's just that, like, Mark and Rival gives a lot of knowledge. So I understand people donating to him. I'm not as versed, and I'm not as savvy when it comes to the boxing knowledge as Mark. So I feel like I couldn't compete with anything like that. All I can give you is my feelings and my view, and I don't know if that's worth asking people to donate. So you know, um, on the face of my channel, there, if you go to my channel, on the face of my channel, in the banner on the far right, there is a PayPal, PayPal pay me thing, and I never pimp it out or anything like that, because, like I said, it's one of those things I'm uncomfortable with. So please understand that. And I know I have people that follow and come to my streams religiously, not religiously, but they come on a regular. But I'm here to mostly to chat and have fun with you guys. So that's how I feel about it. Once I get more comfortable with it, I'll do it. But I don't know. You guys let me know if y'all want to do that. Let me know, and I'll make it possible. Rio, how you doing? Nicholas Para, how you doing? Oh, well, thank you for coming over. I appreciate that. Please don't be misled. Not that he would mislead you. I'm nowhere near as versed in boxing as Mark is. I'm more of a I'm more of a person that gives their emotional input on it, and I'll give you my input on it. I have varying opinions on a lot of things. Did I see the new Doctor Strange trailer? No, not yet. But I just saw the new Matrix movie, which I'm thinking about giving it a review on. But that one will be a spoiler. But with no spoilers now, I thought it was a good movie. And then I also saw the last episode of Hawkeye, and I thought that was good. I actually last episode of Hawkeye was fucking on the money. So yeah. But I want to talk about boxing. I want to talk about the year in boxing. Actually, I got a list of fights that I have seen. That I would like to get other people's opinion on as far as the boxing year and what they thought of some of these outcomes and stuff. Yeah, you know how it looks. You know how it sounds. I'm gonna wait for a few other people to get in because it seems like the numbers go up and down, up and down, up and down. But yeah, if you can, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. I'm going to do what I can to improve the channel. I'm going to do what I can to improve the content. I am a jack of all trades when it comes to boxing. When it comes to my channel, I do reviews. I do reactions. I do gaming videos. My wife and I are about to get on GTA this week, and we're gonna throw up a video from that. So yeah. But Rio, I'm definitely gonna check out. I'm definitely gonna check out the new Doctor Strange trailer. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, why is this not working? Oh, that's why. Gotcha. Iceman, what's up, brother? How you doing? So Iceman, was that you that was having the problem? Because I was going to talk about mental health and stuff like that, and because there was an Iceman making some comments, but I'm assuming it wasn't you, and you were trying to figure out what was going on. I mean, even if it wasn't you talking about that kind of stuff and suicide and stuff, it's like you have better options. There's better options out there for sure. I know what depression is like because I've been depressed this year because of my health issues. I've been having a lot of health issues that I won't get into too much detail, but I got sick. No, it wasn't you. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I did get sick this year, which is why I don't stream as much as I used to for the past couple of years because of health issues, and it gets depressing. And sometimes you want to give up, but don't give up. One of the main reasons why I don't give up is because of my wife. It's great to have somebody that'll stick by your side no matter what. And when my wife married me, she meant through sickness and in health, and she's a perfect example of marriage. Bruce goes, how you doing, my brother? He said I had a customer in the shop wasn't paying attention. I got you, brother. So, but yeah, it, It is a blessing, Feliciano. It is a blessing. Katie is the first. First of all, Katie's the first uh, woman I dated that I've actually felt that loved me for me. And this is what you get. She took the package as is. And the only thing I feel bad about is I wish I would have met her when I was doing better, when I was more financially stable, because I feel like she deserves everything that my ex-wife got, everything that my ex-girlfriends got. And here Katie's ended up with, with the, I feel like she ended up with the shit end of the stick, because, I'm near the twilight. You know what I mean? Bruce, how you been, brother? I was in your stream yesterday, and I know you saw me there. Well, Bruce, sometimes people reach out. Sometimes people reach out and they, well, how do you put this? Sometimes social media is the only place that they feel comfortable um, communicating. They can't do it one on one. I know a lot of people that are more comfortable on social media than they are in person. Like at one time in my life, I was agoraphobic. I didn't want to go outside the house. I just had this issue. It was like it lasted for like 2 years. No, no problem, Bruce. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but some people, this is their only outlet. So sometimes when they reach out like that or they say stuff like that, it's because they're hurting and they don't know how to communicate any other way. But then I also know about I also know about the other side where people are just doing it for attention and just pull the lulls, and that's just stupid. But you have to take all of them seriously until you find out. But let's talk about the boxing for this past year. I'd like to get some people to come up here. Let me know if you want to get up and talk about it, and discuss what your favorite matches were this year. And the more people I get up here, the better. I'd love to have some people. I'll throw the link up right now. See if we can get anyone talking about this with me. Because I don't just want to hear my voice. I'd like to hear other people's voice and opinions on this. More than welcome to come up and have a chit chat about this. But I'm looking forward to fights coming up. Let me see what's coming up real quick. Um, upcoming fights. Upcoming. Wrong one. I don't want just ESPN. Close this out. That one's already happened. Give me a second. Someone's at my door. You got it? All right. All right. So I am disappointed that the Golovkin fight isn't going to happen this month. How do people feel about that? Listen, what was fight of the year? For me. Let's see. Fight of the year for me had to be. I think fight of the year for me. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Teofimo and Cambosis. Matt Chad, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the streamer, man. Yeah, Fury versus Wilder 3. That was an awesome. What I liked about that about Fury versus Wilder is that entire undercard was good. In my opinion, the entire undercard was good, including the main event. Um, but I'm going to be honest. For me, the best. I was happier with the Lopez Cambosis fight. I'm calling that for me. That one was fight of the year, but Fury Wilder was definitely a close second. I had a lot of fun with the Canelo the Canelo fight too, his last fight. But we all knew what the outcome of that was going to be. You know, everybody knew what the outcome of that was going to be. So, guys, please hit the like and subscribe. If you like the content, please hit the like. If you're not subscribed and you feel you like the channel enough, please subscribe as well. I didn't do my intro music. Normally I do, but this was an impromptu stream. So I'm going to throw the link up there if anyone wants to chat, like to discuss the year in boxing. If you hear any background noise, that's because we have my wife just got her friend came over. Oh, our friend come over. They're going to do some crafting before my wife and I go to our doctor's appointment. Got a doctor's appointment. Got to see the doc. Get that checkup. Holy shit. I don't know if people came in or not. There we go. All right. So Chad, what was your fight of the year up to this point? What's your fight of the year, Chad? I'll go down the line because I'm going to ask Felicia. Well, actually, all of you, Bruce, everybody. What's your fight of the year? Put it down on the list. In the meantime, the fights I do want to talk about are wrong book. I keep grabbing the wrong fucking book. Here we go. Oh, another good fight. Shit, I can't believe I forgot about this. The Lomachenko Comey fight. Man, I enjoyed that. Oh, yours was Teofimo Lopez and Cambosis, huh? Yeah. I think for me, for the fights of the year is Lopez Cambosis, Fury Wilder. I'm gonna go with Lomachenko Comey. Let's see here. Oh, watching Ogawa come back was good. I like the Ogawa fight. Watching him come back, that was good to see. He came back strong as ever. Uh, the Madrimov fight was good too. The ending to that fight was fucking classic. How many people are you? Oh wait, Taylor versus Ramirez was fun. Oh yes, it was. Yeah, fuck, that was that. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Haney Diaz, I might put after. But I like the Madrimov fight. What do you guys think of the Madrimov fight? Did you think that was exciting with the way it ended and everything? Man, I never seen a ref fuck up a fight so much. So, Blue Collar Sports, how you doing? Thank you for the Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the content that's on my channel. You can check out some of my older stuff. I have been on YouTube for about 14, 15 years or something like that. So I got a lot of old content and that I refer to. Oh, that's okay, Bruce. You don't have to jump on. But did you put your fight of the year up there yet? Yeah, everybody see throw your fight of the year. Everyone throw the fight of the year. We got Mad Chad said that the Lopez Cambosis fight was his fight of the year. He liked the Taylor Ramirez one, was fun too. Oh yeah, Bruce for sure. I was just saying that, man. I was just saying that the Fury Wilder thing, the entire undercard was awesome. I watched every fight. You know what fight disappointed me was the Ababi fight, the last Ababi fight. Because I've been following White Chocolate a lot for the past year and a half. Um, I've seen a lot of holes in his technique. He's not improving quick enough, and he's not being pushed against more step up opponents. I think Bobby needs to be tested a lot more. He needs to step up the game, and he needs to fill in the gaps in his fucking in his fighting style. Usyk AJ, was that this year or was it the end of last year? I can't remember. Who's the hype job? Is Bobby the hype job? Castano. Oh, Castano Charlo. Yeah. Yeah, your white chocolate gonna get melted. He's a talented kid, Chad. But I see, like I said, the last fight he was in, I seen a lot of holes in his game. He's susceptible to a lot, and you'd think he'd improve a lot more, but he hasn't really improved that much. I'm still gonna follow him, but I want to see if he improves. But he needs a step up opponent. He can't keep fighting journeyman. He needs to go up against a gatekeeper of some sort. Oh, Feliciano, that was actually good. You know what? Now that I think about that, I'm going to put that above the Haney fight. Yeah, I'm going to put that above the Haney fight. Although I do think Jojo Diaz did a lot better than people give him credit for. I had the fight a lot closer than people are calling. But yeah, that tank the tank Cruz fight, that was a good fight. That was an entertaining fight. When I first scored the fight, I had it 7-5 tank, but when I watched it the second time, I had it even. When I got a chance to watch it the second time, I had that shit even. And even though I wasn't gonna pay for a Tank Cruz fight, I'm glad the fight happened because that gave everybody, including myself, the opportunity to take a closer look at Cruz. I am definitely following Cruz more than I would Tank. Cruz, in my opinion, is going to make a lot of waves in that division, and I'm looking forward to seeing him fight a lot more. Oscar Valdez, Fighter of the Year. Excuse me, sorry about that. Oscar Valdez, Fighter of the Year. Uh, okay, why, Bruce? Why Oscar? Yeah, you got to give some. You got some explaining to do. But I do like Pitbull Cruz a lot. Pitbull Cruz showed a lot of heart. He wasn't backing down. I could have seen him winning if he would have got. If he would have got, I heard. Listen, one thing that bothered me, and I think it was YB, Young Billionaire, and I like Young Billionaire. Don't get me wrong, but YB said something that I thought was strange. He said that he was more impressed with Tank being able to hold off um, Pitbull Cruz's onslaught one handed. After he hurt his hand on Pitbull's head. And I said that kind of shit happens all the time in fights. That, in my opinion, that happens all the time in fights. And no, I wasn't impressed by Tank whatsoever. First of all, according to everybody, myself included, I had predicted that Cruz would go down by the between the sixth and the ninth round, and everybody else that I was talking about, I had it under five, like around round two or three. I knew Pitbull was a problem. I knew that he was a better fighter than people were giving him credit for. But he even surprised me. And I'm sorry, but yeah, I wasn't impressed with Tank's performance whatsoever because he was on his bicycle a lot. Tank has new name Kia. What was KO of the year for me? I can never remember the name, but did you remember the women's fight that happened like 3 weeks ago, where the champion got knocked out standing up. I never can remember the name, but the female champion was knocked the fuck out. She got hit so hard she was unconscious, standing up, out on her feet. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but for me that was KO of the year. Well, at least with the women's. If I picked another KO, it would probably be the Cepeda. I think it was Jose Cepeda, the KO that he did, the first round knockout. I thought that was pretty. That was pretty. It was so pretty. Bumgardner. Yes, that's right. Bumgardner knocked the fuck out of that girl. Oh, Matt Chat got Beck KO of the year. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one. It's Alicia Bumgarner, right, Bruce? But yeah, let's see. So that's what I got here. If I had to, okay, that was definitely the women's KO of the year. The men's KO of the year. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Zapata fight, but a close second would be the Fury Wilder, because I have that as one of my avatars. I'm not gonna lie, Bruce. I'm not gonna lie. That Jake Paul knockout was pretty. That I'm not gonna lie. That Jake Paul, what was it? Woodley? Yeah, that he went down like a sack of potatoes, man. He went down quicker than a cheap hooker on a dick. No lie. Not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna. Okay. All right, guys. What about um boxers with heart? Well, I'm gonna say like one of the boxers I've seen this year with the most heart. It was a boxer that Mad Chad likes a lot, and he constantly talked about. Mad Chad, what was his name? The one that hold on. God damn it. I'll think of it later. I can't remember it right now. Cheeseman! There you go, yeah. Cheeseman, that motherfucker got some heart. Cheeseman got some motherfucking heart. He puts it all out there. And then another one that got heart is I'm gonna say Pitbull Cruz. He's got a lot of heart. Oh, what's up, Mark? Oh, sure. I'll drop that link there. Here you go. Yeah, Cheeseman. I like Cheese. I like this performance. Yeah, he lost, but boy, you were talking him up a storm. But he went down. He went down like a champ, man. Oh, was that? God damn it! Boy, I feel like I'm a fucking moron. Hold on a second. Copy. That's the wrong. No wonder people ain't up here. Which YouTube link was that I fucking? That was probably my channel, huh? That was so dumb of me, and I usually do dumb stuff anyway. So, but yeah, as far as boxers with heart, Cheeseman, Cruz. Oh wait! I got some over here too. Let's see, Cheeseman, Cruz. No, he went down like a sack of potatoes. He didn't have no heart there. What was it? Comey had some heart too. Comey had some heart, no lie. But I think it was more a misjudgment on his corner because I know that Lomachenko was looking at his corner, looking to for Comey's corner to do the right thing. I got a question to ask you guys. Another one that had a lot of heart was Wilder. Wilder had a lot of heart, but that brings up another question though. Upset of the year? Oh, Feliciano, yeah. Oh yes, man, Chad. Chisora is nothing but heart, man. Chisora only loses to elite fighters though. That's what I love about this guy. That's not gonna be a gatekeeper. He's not a gatekeeper. He only loses to fucking elite fighters. Chisora is such a good fighter. Another one that I liked that I actually love, and I thought that the fight was stopped too early, which is controversial. Everybody argues with me about it. Was Porter upset of the year? Upset of the year. Cambosis Lopez. Yep, that's the upset of the year for me. I threw the proper link up there this time, guys. And I apologize. I must have put the wrong link up there earlier. I'll throw it up there one more time. Chisora is just a fucking another one. Who's the most honorable fighter? I consider, Oh, there's Mark. These are like lists that nobody like talks about, but I like the fact. What's up, Mark? How you doing, brother?
Uh, yeah, man. I'm pretty good ever since my balls dropped when I was 12. How about you?
Okay, that's good to know. Maybe a little more information than I wanted to know.
Do you want my first ball selfie?
No, 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 please, no, 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 no,
And
no.
don't say it's too much info.
So I was just gonna. What's it? Feliciano said upset of the year. What was the upset of the year for you?
Kiko Martinez versus Kid Galahad.
Fuck, I forgot about that. And
Kiko Martinez.
I even called that too. That's
Kiko Martinez hadn't been a world champion in 7, 8 years. Every time he stepped back up to world level, he lost. He was considered a shot past the fighter. He was old, withered. People thought Galahad may beat Josh Warrington. Galahad beat Jazza Dickens in emphatic fashion. People were saying he would be the next best opponent for Emmanuel Navarrete. And then he gets knocked out by this aging past the fighter. You see, I understand when people are like Cambosis, okay? I understand when people say Lara. Here's the thing. Lara, we didn't know how good he was. Cambosis, we didn't know just how good he was, right?
right.
Kiko, we knew how good he was 7 years ago. And we also knew that he was a faded, past his prime journeyman. And it was a man who became a journeyman years past his prime who became a champion again. That to me is the epitome of an upset.
Yeah, you're right, and I'm actually ashamed of myself that I didn't think about that. It totally slipped my mind because I called that one right, but I called it. I called it because Galahad had come in. He didn't hit weight, so he had to continue to cut weight. And I was talking about that's going to be draining on him, even though that he did make weight. What, an hour or two later,
I
whatever.
remember the whole conversation, and you said that could have an effect on him. You didn't call that he would lose, Jed. Just stop acting like you fucking did, bro. I was with you.
Listen, first of all, I did call it. I said if he doesn't make weight, I said he didn't make weight. It's going to affect him, and the people will get surprised. And because I don't know, I didn't know too much about Kiko at all, but I said Galahad. I did say Galahad is gonna be sluggish. He's gonna be slow, and he could get hurt. Granted, I didn't say he'd get knocked the fuck out, but I did say it would affect his fight.
Okay.
That's what I said exactly. So, but yeah, that weight shit, which is why I have an issue with Benavides. If he can't make weight, that means he's not disciplined enough to do what he has to do. Granted, he should fight at a higher weight, but if you're gonna fight at 168, then make the fucking weight. Mikey Garcia, there's another one. But
no,
that wasn't. You know what?
They're all upsets. Listen, everything we're naming, they're bookies upsets. The biggest odds difference was Kiko.
Yes.
The guy whom we knew who he was, and we knew that he was shot, and he was. Everybody said he didn't even deserve a title shot, which is different. You know what I mean? Obscure is one thing, out of the blue is another. But Kiko was complete. It's kind of like, let's say, Tyson Fury had a fight, say, tomorrow with Jonathan Rice and lost. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's like. It's a journeyman beating you. It's like Kevin Johnson becoming a world champion right now.
Or Hunter.
No.
Hunter beating Fury, would that be?
No, because Hunter's a top 15 heavyweight.
I thought it was 8. Isn't he 8?
Yeah, so he's top 15. I moved him down on my rankings. I don't give a fuck about rings. I've got my own rankings. I'm special.
I was thinking, who else was there? What was the other upset?
I don't need a bunch of fucking nerds with pen and paper trying to tell me how to fucking rank boxers when none of them know how.
No, I gave up on trying to rank them myself. I just go off the rankings where I hear you or other people that I trust, and I'll trust that ranking. I personally don't think I can rank them right because I put too much of
There's no such thing as a correct ranking, but I'll tell you one thing: there is criteria, and I'd prefer a criteria than a group of opinions of people who don't even watch those fighters fight.
right, right. What was the odds on Mikey Garcia losing? Because I thought
Uh,
that's one of the bigger ones this year.
10-1,
It was 10-1. What was Kiko?
16.
Oof. Boy, somebody made some money that day.
Kiko was 21-1 on the knockout.
Wow.
You put $5 on that, you won 100.
Damn. Yo, I lost money, man. Fucking I will not remember we talked about me putting money on the on a fight and you did what you did and I made the bet, but I had to put $100. I'm not gonna do this ever again. I had to put $100 into some account, right, to be able to make a $20 bet. Now I had that. I know when I went to try, I did this yesterday. When I went to try to get my money back, my remaining $80, couldn't get it back. Couldn't get it back, so I had to use it, and I knew I was going to lose it. So I'm never going to make that mistake again.
Should have used. You should have saved the AD for fights that you were very confident in. Okay.
Yeah, I could have done that too, but I
Should have
figured.
messaged me. I would have won you loads of money on the weekend.
Oh shit! See now I find this out. Biggest disappointment, Mad Chad said. Let's see. Biggest disappointment loss of money was Castano.
Biggest disappointment and a loss of money this year for me. Oh fuck. Was probably um man, I bet a lot of money on Chisora in that first Parker fight.
What bet did you make on the wait, the first one?
The first one I had Chisora on points and I bet a lot of money on it.
Let's see.
And he should have would have robbed.
There's another one that I looked at here. Let's see. Hilton Figueroa, no. No. Ford and no. Oh, this was the one that I'm glad that you told me about too. There was three fighters you told me about that now I'm following because of you. Ogawa.
Yeah.
I liked Ogawa's performance for sure. And then of course Danier, is that how you say it? Is Danier?
Down there.
Danier, right? Danier and his nemesis in the same weight class is I why can't I say these names right? Ioni, is that it? Is that how you say it?
Anyway.
Inoue. Inoue.
I own it. What the fuck?
I don't know.
You
Dude.
said that like you were dyslexic.
Shut
Completely scrambled up his name. Yeah, to be fair, Jed, like a new way, though they're people you should know.
I know. After reviewing, after watching them, after you said I should check them out. There's no
Yeah.
way I shouldn't have known about them, which is like disappointing. I get disappointed in myself, but it's like trying to remember all this stuff now. Now for me is like really hard, which is why I write shit down a lot. But I'm glad that you did tell me about these people because they're exciting, man.
Yeah.
They,
Oh hell
they
yeah.
are fucking exciting fighters.
Hell yeah, great fighters, brilliant fighters.
Man,
Just
chat
great
right there
fighters.
says three biggest hits. Uh, who's
Avenisha, Usyk, and Valdez.
yes?
Yeah.
You
So
agree?
I hit really big on Avenisha. Avenisha beat Josh Kelly this year. I hit really big on David Avenisha. I hit really big on Anthony Yard versus Lynn Arthur. Um,
What do you think of the Taylor fight?
um, what did I think of it?
Yeah.
I think I made great money on it.
You know what sucks is I didn't get to watch the fight. I had to watch highlights, man. And
It was a really good fight. It was really good. I don't think it's fight of the year, but it was one of the top 10 fights this year. It's one of those. It's like a contender, but lower tier. Brilliant fight. Phenomenal action. 2 knockdowns from Josh. He performed brilliantly. He deserved the win. The scorecards were a bit tired than they should have been. I thought he won A4 with 2 knockdowns. Essentially, the judges would have had Ramirez winning if Josh didn't get the knockdowns. And I disagree with that. So,
what,
but it was a
what's
very...
what do you think about the difference in judging across the pond? You know, like the states.
It doesn't matter. No. I'm not going to get into that. It doesn't matter where. No. Let me say. You've asked me a question.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you go, right? Judging always favors the hometown fighter. 99 times out of 100. I'm still so surprised Usyk got the nod over Joshua. Still so surprised. But for the most part, normally the hometown fighter is always favored, dude. It's just the way it is.
Right.
You're in his house.
Got you. I got you. All right, but let's talk about some referees, some questionable referees. I only got one questionable referee, the Majimov fight. What was that? And
Okay, so
how do you feel about the outcome?
I think that was bullshit. I think there was a bullshit call from the ref. I've seen a lot of bad calls from the referees this year. I think the worst call from a referee this year, in my opinion, this is just mine, was by what's his name now? Steve Gray. I think Steve Gray made the worst call this year. And it was like the complete opposite of Majimov's sorrow. So Ritson was against Ponce, I want to say, and he was getting beat the fuck up from pillar to post throughout that fight.
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one where he was just basically out and the ref just let the fucking fight continue?
Kind of. So what ended up happening is Ritson was pretty much knocked out. The corner threw the towel in, and the referee picked up the towel and threw it back out of the ring.
Wow, what the fuck was up with that?
He had money on Ritson, obviously. I think Steve Gray gets it. Steve Gray, in my opinion, the worst judgment call of any ref this year, to be honest with you, because that goes into endangering. Like, that's not ruining the fight. That's more so endangering the fighter's life. At that stage, when you throw the towel out when the fighter is pretty much unconscious on his feet, that's really bad. That's extremely bad. So I've got to go with Steve Gray. Yeah, Chad agrees with me there. Chad agrees with me on the Steve Gray call.
I'm still stuck on the Majimov fight because I think that the fight could have gone on, right? Even though at the end of the fight he wasn't completely out on his feet when the bell hit, he definitely was out on his feet with the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 punches after the bell. But I think Sorrow was putting up a good enough fight where he was putting up a good fight, period. So I think he might have been robbed of a possible victory.
I'll be honest. I know where you're coming from, Jed. Right? He could have got a win, right? Maybe, but what I want you to do is watch Ponce versus Ritson.
Mhm.
Go to that last round at some stage. Watch that call. Just watch the fight. Actually, don't just watch that one moment. Watch the whole fight. Watch everything play out, how it's all going, and then you'll understand where we're coming from. Because this was reckless. This was the referee's job is not to give a fighter every chance to win. The referee's job is to stay within the rules and protect the fighters. That's their main job is to protect the fighters.
All right. Give me the name of the boxer, the boxer again, because I want to write.
Ritson versus Ponce. Ponce versus Ritson. 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 And write down must watch exclamation point
I'm
exclamation
doing it
point.
right now. Let's watch.
It's actually quite a fun fight as well for a few rounds, and then it just turns into a brutal one-sided death match. It's actually very hard to watch. So at least I've given that to you.
I'm gonna watch it. You know I will, for sure.
Yes.
In Ritson, hometown too. Oh yeah, yeah. That's this is what Mad Chad got to say right there.
Yeah. So give that a watch for sure.
No, most definitely. I'm going to. I'll check it out after me and Katie come back from our doctor's appointment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are. We have a busy day today. You know when you usually our day is like this. It started off where she just had the appointment, but since I got my car re-registered and everything, I had to take her out there, and I had an appointment today too with the same doctor a half hour earlier, but it was one of those telemedicines where you talk over the computer.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be on the computer and take her at the same time, so we had to do both our appointments. So mine turned into an actual appointment. Then I get a call from another doctor of mine. I have to remember I told you I had to find a new doctor because my doctor died. Well,
Yeah.
so I got an appointment to check out this other doctor, which is about like 10-15 minutes away from the appointment that me and Katie got to go to later. So we're gonna check that out. Be gone most of the day, but I wanted to get some. I wanted to get some time in, man. I didn't know you were streaming because her and I were watching Matrix, and I when I came on here, so you wanted to say, "Oh fuck, he's been on for 2 hours. He's getting off soon." It's like shit. Missed it. How was your stream? What all did you talk about?
Just wrapping up the year of boxing.
That was it.
That was it, man. Yeah, it's just talking about all of this shit. You know, giving
Are
like
you
my
are you
fight.
disappointed that they moved the Golovkin fight?
Yes.
So am I, man. I was looking forward to
Like,
that.
what kind of question is that? Hey, Mark, are you disappointed that you have to wait longer to see something you want to see? I don't know, Jed. Jed,
I'm trying I'm
are you disappointed when you're told we'll have sex on Friday night and it's like, oh, not tonight, honey, maybe next week? Are you disappointed in that? Most of the time, yes. Most of the time, yeah. No, there will be the obvious occasion where you're thinking to yourself, I'm not really up to it tonight. I'm hoping she says I've got a headache, but most times. Yeah, but when it comes to boxing, it's like no, you never have it. You always have a headache, and you want to see. And this is the polar opposite thing. You know what I mean? So nah, man, what the fuck?
Dude,
To
do
the
you have to
question.
cook me? Do you actually have to cook me? You could have just said yes, you idiot. I would have been happy with just that. But no, you gotta roast the motherfucker on top
Well,
of
I
it.
have a question. Do you see those laughing faces in the chat
Yes, I
right
do.
now? Do you see Chuck on LOL? You see, I'm also here to entertain. I'm here. I'm here for the next 10 minutes, fellas, and then I'm out.
You're so
People don't realize. Anybody who doesn't realize, like Jed will call me at random times. He'd be feeling like shit, and I'll probably spend like 2 hours roasting him, and then he feels great. It's so strange.
He makes me feel alive. That's what it is. Like, oh, this motherfucker. Yeah, he makes me laugh. It's the truth. When I'm down and someone can make me laugh, and he usually makes me laugh at myself.
Yeah, and he's down quite a lot of the time considering the extra chromosome.
Motherfucker. You're such a
Now that was funny. That was fucking funny.
dick. Make a motherfucker choke. Ah.
I love how Jed looks like he's riding a Harley, but he's also Amish. Sorry.
You're not the only one to say that, actually, honestly. So far, I'd be called a Hasidic Jew, Amish, a Quaker. What's the other one? About I think a year ago, someone told me that I looked like Hussein's brother or something like that. It's like, oh, great. Holy shit. Because I had the beard down to about here, and it was like, Mark inspires people. Yeah, okay, yeah. Mark inspires people. Yes, he does.
To be fair, like if you were dyslexic, you'd also be right because I do run spires through people. Like I get spires, spears, whatever, and I shove them into people. Normally after they've died, by way of the spear slashing them slowly. I hope I inspire people because they don't want to be me. Like that's a great way to be inspired. It could be a lot worse. You could be Mark.
No, you actually do inspire people. You inspired me to learn more about the game, man. So, and I've
Oh,
and I've said that numerous times because
I hope I don't inspire you to know as much as I know about boxing.
oh, that's an impossibility.
No, it's not even about it being an impossibility. It's about it. Take it from me. You don't want to know this much shit about boxing because there's no room for anything else. I got asked the other day, "What's a radish?" And I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like a very radical dish. You look Mongolian.
Radish is a radical dish. Actually, talking about radish, I gotta go get some.
He doesn't look Mongolian. He looks like a mongoloid.
Oh, fuck off. Fighter of the year. Let me think. Who do you guys fighter of the year? Because I got to think on that one for a hot minute. Well, actually, no.
Right. So nearly everybody's mom, dad, and uncle are gonna pick Canelo. He went undisputed and he was the most active. For me, it's Usyk because he beat Joshua. I look at a win over Anthony Joshua from a cruiserweight in much greater stead than a win over Billy Joe Saunders, Avni Yildirim, and Caleb Plant. Usyk was the underdog. Canelo was a 12-1 favorite in both of his fights. Billy Joe Saunders didn't beat a world champion at super middleweight. He won a vacant title against a guy called Shifat Isifi. And Caleb Plant sucks. Usyk beat Joshua in Joshua's back garden in front of 60,000 of Joshua's fans.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I can see that, but if I had to choose between the two, because Canelo was so active,
What does that mean, though? This is my problem. Bro, I don't get it. Bro, no, I know girls who are very fucking active. They don't get awards for it. They get STDs. What are you talking about?
Come on, man. No, activity for a boxer means a lot for me, man. I mean, I want to see a boxer. I want to see a boxer.
Nah, it's just a privilege.
What's a privilege?
Fucking Canelo always active, but against what?
Against other champions. Granted, they might not be like, they might not be, star quality champions. They're still
Anthony Joshua has more title defenses, right, than both Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders combined. Anthony Joshua has beat more top 10 opponents than Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders combined. But Anthony Joshua beat more world champions.
But in a year, I'm talking about in the span of.
That's cool. Right. He fought 3 times. He fought Avni Yildirim, bro. Jack Cullen beat Avni Yildirim this year. He fights Caleb Plant. Who? He fights Billy Joe Saunders. No, I'm going to put this into perspective. Yeah, he beat 3 guys, 2 of them unbeaten, right? Usyk didn't beat an unbeaten fighter. How many unified champions did Canelo beat? None.
Granted, I'm not
How
saying
many?
I
No,
don't. I'm
how
not
many
saying
of the fighters did Canelo fight against were heavier than him on the fight? In the fight, none. He outweighed both Plant and Saunders on fight night.
all right, true.
Right?
That kind of
Billy,
shocked me too because you would think Plant would be heavier than
he's
Canelo.
skinny. He's
Yeah,
skinny.
yeah,
He's
he's a little
Canelo's a big. Canelo's built like a cement head. Usyk was outweighed, but no, I'm not having it, bro. That's pure political. That's pure favoritism.
I'm not
Anybody who's
showing
picking,
favoritism. I'm
not
just
anybody who is actually picking Canelo in this case, and their argument is, oh, he was active, are ignoring what makes you the fighter of the year. It's not about activity. It's about what you achieve, right? And how big that is. You could make a case, a legit case, Anthony Joshua was a top 30 heavyweight of all time going into that fight. Anthony Joshua had more world title victories than both Max Schmeling and Primo Carnera combined.
okay.
Billy Joe Saunders sucks.
Nah, he doesn't suck.
Bruh, what was his best win at middleweight? At super middleweight? At super middleweight, what was his best win? Come on, what was his best win? Go on, tell me. You tell me his best win. Martin Murray?
Okay, look. Billy Joe Saunders is a decent fighter. Okay, he was a champion. All right, he was a champion. Colin was a champion. Plant was a champion. I'm taking that into consideration, and the fact that
Callum was last year.
oh, that was last year.
Yeah, he only fought Avni, Billy, and Caleb this year. Okay, 3 fights.
Yes, you're right. My bad. But the fact still remains. I gotta call into the factor activity from a champion.
You can call it into the factor. Is it the main thing? Are you telling me activity is bigger? So you're telling me because Canelo was active, that's bigger than beating Anthony Joshua?
Maybe.
No!
I love hearing you upset.
No, it's stupidity. Like, I don't understand it. That's like saying, no, hold the fucking phone. Roberto Duran beats Iran Barkley. Meanwhile, other dudes have 6 fights that year. He has the 1. Who's the fighter of the year? Duran. Why? Because his win was considered the hardest.
No, I'd give him.
What's the hardest task? Fighting 3 times or beating a dude who's 25 pounds heavier than you, has more muscles on his fucking right arm than you have on your whole fucking body, who's clearly roided to the gills.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I'm not having it. Look at my profile picture. This dude is walking on the moon.
I think you might be slightly biased. I think your opinion is slightly skewed. Just a little bit.
You can tell me it's skewed all you want, right? You can tell me it's skewed. You can say, Mark, you're being biased here. And I will 100% agree with you. You are correct. I am absolutely biased. I rate the level of your opposition more than your activity. Because I will always rate one singular win greater than 3 average wins.
I will give you this, though.
Because I'm going to know Avni Yildirim, Billy Joe Saunders, and Caleb Plant combined in achievement is still less than Anthony Joshua.
I will give you this, though, just so you understand. I hold Usyk in high regard. I have him higher on the pound-for-pound list than I would Canelo. Just saying.
Why would you do? No, why would you have him higher?
Because of his achievements, not only him being Anthony Joshua after stepping up in the weight, but also his achievements at the lower.
You see, I can't agree with that. You see, that's where you lose me. That's where you can. No, I'll tell you why. Because Canelo is actually more achieved than Usyk on a career by career basis. He's a 4-way champion. The other dude's 2-way. Usyk is an undisputed and a unified champion. Canelo has been unified in two weight divisions and undisputed in another. Canelo outranks him in that facet. So you can't do that and then say, well, Canelo's the fighter of the year. The only way you could do that is if you're crediting that win over Anthony Joshua and becoming a unified heavyweight champion, becoming only one of two men to ever do that, him and Evander fucking Holyfield, knowing that the epitome of pound for pound and greatness is a fighter below heavyweight, going to heavyweight to beat the champion. That's the only way you can do that, which would mean you'd have to make him fighter of the year. Otherwise, you're being biased, bitch.
You get the bruises cleared off, right? Jesus, dude. I can't
Not in the
win
mood
with
for
you.
this shit.
I can't win with you. But that's how I do have it. But I'm like I said, I still have a lot to learn on ranking people and everything like that. So these are my mistakes, if they're mistakes, but this is how I feel. That's how I feel, I really do.
You know what, man? I'll tell you.
Let's see.
You can pick Canelo as long as you're actually being consistent with what you're picking. I don't mind it. If you pick Canelo, at least have him number one pound for pound.
No, I really do feel Usyk is up there, man. I really do, compared to Canelo. But like I said, you just named a lot of stuff that I didn't take into consideration. You just did. You really did. But Mad Chad says Xander Zayas fight of the year. What do you think? Any comments? Did we lose you? I'm trying to get on this good side, guys.
No, I'm still here. I was doing something. What was said?
Okay, Mad Chad says Xander Zayas, fighter of the year.
Mad Chad's having a good fun.
Is he?
Yeah, he's trolling.
You think? Just a little bit. Fighter of the year for me, I don't know.
You just said Canelo.
I know I know what I said. My thing is, I pick Canelo because of his activity, and you're giving me shit because that doesn't add up to Usyk beating AJ.
No, look, Canelo picked up 2 titles this year. Usyk
Yes,
picked
he
up
did.
3. Usyk picked up 3.
In one fight.
Okay. Canelo had to do it over 2 fights. Canelo was a 12-1 favorite in both of those fights. Usyk was an underdog. Canelo was the A side in both of those fights. Usyk was the B side.
Hold on, this goes to you, Matt Chad. Asshole. Get up here, you fucker. Here, you gonna talk shit? At least get up here and talk shit.
Yeah, get up here, you big waste of space. Before I kick you in your lobster teeth grill, you bitch. Clam chowder.
But if you get up here, you're not allowed to smoke any weed during the whole time you're up here. He won't get up here because
Well, I'm leaving then.
Just kidding. You can smoke all you want, man.
Motherfucker. Trying to take my weed away from me. No, but I'll debate all the Canelo fans if they'd like. I'll debate everybody on this activity argument. I think this activity argument is retarded. I think too many people are valuing activity because not enough fighters are being active, right? But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is who you beat, not how many. Bro, you can kick 100 cans. It's still not the same thing as lifting a 20-kilogram cake.
I was gonna say, listen, you pendejo. If you can't be trolling and not be up here, all right? You have to troll in the stream, okay? Okay, Chad? What's up, brother? How you doing? God bless you.
Hey, doing all right. Got myself a screeching headache. I think I might have a little bit of that Octavius, whatever it is. Got me a little,
no. Don't say that, man.
I'm fighting through, so here we
just
go.
reduce it.
I'm reducing it. We had to go through the you guys were talking about activity, like Canelo always fighter of the year because it was activity. And like Mr. Unrivaled was saying, you have to look at the content of the activity. And Mark took everything I was basically going to say. I mean, Usyk did it all in one fight, going on, hostile territory, underdog against a guy with a resume out the yin yang. You can see what Canelo did. You can't take nothing away from him. He became undisputed, but it's a hard one to crack. You can look at both angles, but I was just going by activity because Xander was just so active. I was just going by that criteria you guys were saying, activity. So I was just kind of fooling, but Xander, very very active fighter. It seemed like he was fighting every other weekend, and very 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 some very impressive performances. Very young kid. I think he's 19, and prospect. Maybe you can put him as a candidate for prospect. But no, I think my fighter of the year. I listened to Mark's stream earlier. That thinking about it, I would have to say would have to be Usyk and Josh Taylor for what Taylor did. I don't know how many times he fought Mark, but
he only had the one fight.
Right. Okay, so you really, but the content of it. But then you look at Usyk, so I'd probably say Usyk is probably the fighter of the year. And maybe
Usyk and Kambosos both won the most amount of titles this year.
Yeah, and I get that, but okay, you're talking to somebody now on a serious note here. You're talking to somebody that hates the inactivity and the stagnation with all these fighters that are good fighters, but they're so afraid to lose that they won't take a risk and fight each other, and it bothers me. And they're waiting for a payday, and I can't stand that. Where you have this champion that's actually going out there and putting up the fights and fighting multiple times and fighting up. I'm not taking away from Usyk. I have the highest respect for Usyk. But me being tired of all the inactivity, to see a champion be as active as he is, that's what made me pick him as fighter of the year.
But that's where you double contradict yourself.
How?
Well, I'm so sick of all of these fighters out here not fighting because they're waiting on that payday. But I love to see this champion going around and being as active as he is, right, without realizing what you're saying is you hate that Canelo is stagnating all of the other fighters because they want the payday off of him. But I'm going to praise him because he's the only one being active in that division.
How
to the record. That's a contradiction. No, it's a contradiction. No, because obviously he's going to be, and this is where I use the word privilege, obviously he's going to be the most active because he's the damn payday. Everybody needs the money from him. He makes $30 million every time he fights. So it's only going to benefit him going into the ring 3 times a fucking year. All the other dudes get, $6 million if they fight him, and that's their payday? Payday. Canelo got 3 paydays this year. Most fighters only get 1 the whole. I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it.
I don't know. I think
Usyk refused to step aside. It wasn't about paydays. It's because of what he wanted. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not having it. Usyk beat Anthony Joshua. Canelo beat 2 bums. And I've kneeled.
You going as far as calling the bums, though? Damn.
They're not good fucking... Bro, they're not real champions. They were title holders.
No one gave those fighters a chance against Canelo. That's the thing. I think that's what we're all saying. We want to see Canelo in a fight where we go, who the fuck's going to win?
You see, Jed, it'd be different if this year, right, Canelo didn't fight them 2, right? And instead he beat Beterbiev and Bivol. Would I be arguing against him being fighter of the year? No. No question. He'd be fighter of the year.
Fuck right, yeah.
But now
he would be. But Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders does not equal Joshua.
Billy Ho. Fucking Billy Ho.
All right. I'll give you that. All right, they're not on the level of a Joshua. I get it. I understand what you're saying. All right, but it, but then let's say he fought let's say he fought Boo Boo, or he fought what's Charlo. Okay, the same shit talking would be happening. Nothing goes, and yet he'd be minus two belts. Well, one belt, no, two
Yeah,
belts.
yeah. These fighters are not as good. They're just not as good. What we're talking about is real, dude. Going up and beating Joshua, 20-pound weight disadvantage in the ring
Huge. In his home, in his
in his
backyard
hometown
with
with
the
a
whole
4-inch
fucking
reach disadvantage, with a 3-inch height disadvantage,
yeah.
in front of 60,000 screaming Brits is very different to going into Canelo's house as a 12-1 underdog.
The fucking fiesta.
Canelo's the favorite.
The big fucking party. Everybody
And
goes
here's the
to
thing,
win before
you know as well as I know this, Jed. Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant can't punch. Canelo was the B side against Floyd Mayweather, the biggest A side we've had in boxing
yeah.
ever, and managed to get a draw on one of the scorecards. You put Billy fucking Ho,
Yeah.
whose own fucking household are struggling to know who he is, and Caleb Plant, who's literally like a crossbreed between Vanilla Ice and Eminem, with no talent.
All right, I think you're being a little harsh.
No, he's not. He's really not.
I'm telling you, I get where you're coming from about the quality of the champion, but again, for me, activity is important, and him being an active champion the way he is very important to me. To me, I remember this is a subjective list. I get and I respect your decision on Usyk being fighter of the year, and I get your perspective, Chad, on your choice. For me, my choice is Canelo because of his activity, the fact that he went up against champions, the fact that he fights multiple times in a year. You guys already know how I feel about just boxers in general only fighting once a year. I believe a fucking fighter should be stripped of their fucking belt if they don't fight in a year. We have champions that haven't fought in 2 fucking years. Because of the fiasco with Fury and Wilder, they went 18 months. Was it 18 or 14 months without fighting? You know, I can't stand that shit. I want a stipulation put in there where, all right, if you don't fight, you lose your belt, but you can put a stipulation where you can have it shot at the belt once you're 100%. This bullshit with fucking with Spence, yeah, great example. You know, I nothing against Spence. He's a good boxer, but he hasn't fought in over a year. All right, why? What's his name? Gary? Why can't I remember?
Russell.
Gary Russell. What the fuck? And I just finished talking with his brother at another channel, and they're making excuses for he can't get a fight. They're against him. The commission and PBC. I think is Gary Russell with PBC. Can't remember.
Yes, he's with PBC.
And you know, hearing all these excuses, I'm dead tired of these excuses of these.
I'm down with OPB,
which is why I appreciate what Canelo did. That's why he's on my list. That's why he's boxer or fighter of the year for me. That's it. I don't disagree with you. I just don't. My criteria is just different. Hold on a second. Welcome, Chad Perez. How you doing?
What up? What up? How y'all doing?
All right, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to back you up a little bit on Canelo being the fighter of the year, man. If you're gonna put Usyk up there, and no disrespect, you got to put Kambosos up there. You got to put Kambosos before Usyk. You have Joshua who got his belt back from Ruiz, coming off of that. When you had Tio coming off of who was 1 or 2 top pound for pound win against Lomachenko. So if you want to put anybody in front of Canelo, could be Kambosos. I don't agree with it, but if you're talking the same, if you're speaking in the same vein, then you got to consider Kambosos over Usyk, plain and simple. But the reason
Is
I
that
have
right?
Canelo at
Is
the
that right?
top, the reason I have
Are you
Canelo at the
sure?
top is because he's undisputed
Okay.
in
Okay.
a division this year.
What about Josh Taylor? He was undisputed, right?
I agree. He's above Usyk this year
Right. But Canelo goes above him. Why?
because he brings the dollars. Plain and
Okay, so
simple.
that's not a reason you're fighter of the year. It's about what you do. Anyway, if you want to go around discrediting certain things, like Joshua lost to Ruiz, and then didn't bring up that he did have a title defense in between, I suppose we can bring up the fact that Teofimo and George Kambosos was stalled 3 times, and Teofimo caught COVID twice and had an injury as well. Like, if we're just going to discredit the level of victory, if we're going to talk about stuff like that, right, we'll talk about Billy Joe Saunders and his struggles going up to super middleweight. How, as he entered the super middleweight division, if I'm not mistaken, he ballooned up in weight, had to fight up at cruiserweight because he couldn't quite make weight. Coming off of testing positive, so he obviously was using drugs to be able to make weight previous to that. Because he wasn't able to use his full level of drugs, goes into a fight, ends up getting hurt, ends up having 2 bum fights, struggles with an absolute bum in Caceres, who nobody had ever heard of, had to rely on getting a knockout because he was down 7-4 on all 3 of the judges' scorecards. Caleb Plant had minimal activity against anybody, didn't fight against the top 10 opponent. Go ahead.
Yeah.
If you want to
So
contextualize it the way you're doing it, because you're just basing it off of what they're doing, but you're not talking about what's in there. So go ahead and talk about what's in there.
Yeah. So my thing is, you can put Taylor above Canelo if you'd like. My thing is Usyk is not the top fighter of the year. He does not get fighter of the year for me, and that's
Why
just
not?
my opinion. Plain and simple. You had Joshua coming off of a get back against Ruiz.
No, Joshua was coming off of a win over Pulev.
Over Pulev.
Yeah.
Did Pulev not retire and just fight in a triangle?
After losing to Joshua, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
after losing to Joshua, after he got knocked down 4 times,
that win looks way worse. That looks way worse because he had to go be dominant in a fight against an MMA fighter. So I don't agree.
That doesn't make any sense. How does a win age badly because you retire a fighter?
It does age badly.
How? If you retire a fighter, how does that make it age badly?
Pulev was not at the top of his game. He's not in his prime, so I don't get what the argument is. If you're going to hold on. If you're going to go and discredit fighters on Canelo's resume who were undefeated fighters.
I wasn't. That's the thing. I wasn't discrediting that.
Okay, but that was the
you came in and you discredited Joshua right off of the bat and what level he was at.
Well, it's just plain and simple. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So I'm using the same criteria you were using against you.
Okay. Yeah. Use my criteria. Go ahead and use my entire criteria. You tell me right now how many title defenses at super middleweight did Billy Joe Saunders have? I'll let you go to BoxRec. Tell me.
How many what?
Title defenses did he have at super middleweight?
He didn't have any.
You're wrong.
Who did he have? He fought against Andy Lee.
I said at super middleweight. That's middleweight, dude.
Okay, yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking? I said title defenses at super middleweight. Billy Joe Saunders was a world champion. He beat Billy.
Right.
He beat Shifa Isafi to get the title. Now, who did he defend his belt against? You can go to BoxRec to help yourself out here.
It's okay. I don't.
Because clearly you don't watch the sport that often.
Billy Joe Saunders was that great. I think his best win was Andy Lee.
At middleweight.
But what I'm saying is, I'm
4 years ago.
not giving a lot of credit to the opponents. I'm looking at each opponent individually, and the reason why I feel like, and the thing is, I'm American, so I'm not keeping up with Billy Joe Saunders. I've kept up with Callum Smith a lot more than I have Billy Joe Saunders. So Callum Smith is a respected champion, in my opinion. Him going through the Muhammad Ali tournament, he's respected. You cannot discount him. The way he made The way Canelo made him look ordinary, it is what it is. That just shows the
Okay.
greatness of Canelo.
Well, can I please say something real quick?
Sure.
I
Go
do
for it.
believe on saying what's within things. Now, going through the Muhammad Ali trophy is brilliant. Look at Usyk in a new way, right?
Yeah,
We
I
had
respect you for
pretty and Josh Taylor even, because we had 75% of the top 8 in each of those tournaments, and in case of the cruiserweight, we had the top 8 in that one,
I
right?
agree. I agree.
Right
Usyk
now,
is
with the
great
super
at cruising.
middleweight division, if I'm not mistaken, when that started, that whole tournament, we had Jurgen Bremer, we had Rob Brandt, we had Callum Smith, we had George Groves, we had Jamie Cox, we had Eric Skoglund, and who were the other two? I can't remember. But if I remember correctly, 2 of those guys were rated inside the top 10 with Ring Magazine and Transnational. And that was George Groves and Callum Smith. It was the only tournament that didn't actually have all of the other fighters, or even close to all of the other fighters. Now, what Callum Smith went on to do, no discredit to him, he did fight for an elevation title, because George Groves was the regular champion after beating Fedor Chudanov. He held on to that regular title. Him and Callum, they fought for the elevated vacant WBA Super, so he didn't fight the WBA Super champion for that title, so he didn't even beat a champion. But what he did do was fantastic, yeah. He won a vacant strap in a tournament where there was only 2 rated fighters, and he was one of them. So
Yeah.
he only and Chris Eubank Jr., who wasn't rated in the top 10 when that started. He ended up getting into the top 10, but he lost to George Groves. And then George Groves got injured in the Eubank fight and then had to fight coming off of the dislocated shoulder. But we won't do that. We'll just talk about the greatness of Canelo without talking about what's implied.
Yeah, if you're looking at it from a paper standpoint for me, that's where I see it, is who was undisputed, who accomplished that, and that is Josh Taylor, and that's Canelo. Now, the reason why people are going to give it to Canelo is because he's the bigger star, and as the bigger star, and I have some reservations with Canelo. I feel like he belt grabs a lot. But I'm here to defend the thought of, out of those two, I don't think Usyk's in the conversation. It is my thing. That's the thing that I don't agree with you on, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree. But the reason why I have Canelo and Josh Smith and even Kambosos, ahead of
I think you
Usyk.
mean Josh Taylor, buddy.
Yeah, Josh Taylor and Kambosos, because we have to say that that's undisputed. Even though WBC has ruined boxing with the franchise champion, we know that was the true undisputed because it was Lomachenko's belt. Plain and simple. Lomachenko just didn't want to fight. I don't know who it was, or I guess
That's the
Devin Haney.
thing. I don't know that. Because my thing is, just because the WBC decide to make a change, right, does not mean that it makes it the true undisputed. Okay, so they create a different title and they give it to a different fighter and they remove the other title from them. That title still needs to be recognized per the alphabet organization.
Sure.
So under the rules and the texture of the sport, it's not fully a recognized title, so it's not an undisputed. You can go around moralizing whatever rules that you want. At the end of the day, it is the WBC's fault, and at the end of the day, it means that he's not undisputed because it's not recognized as undisputed by the other 3 sanctioning bodies.
Sure.
I don't go by 25% of the sanctioning bodies.
Okay,
I go by the majority. I think that's fair.
I'll give you that it's not undisputed. I still think it's a greater win than Usyk versus Joshua. Reason being is Joshua had fought a bunch of, just UK fighters and stuff like that as defenses and.
Can you real quick?
Sure.
Tell me all of the UK fighters that Anthony Joshua defended his world championships against.
Well, there was Charles Martin, who is a US bum. That guy is a bum who's about to.
There was Dominic Brazil. There was Eric Molina. There was Alexander Povetkin. There was Vladimir Klitschko. There was Joseph Parker.
Vladimir, I'll give him Vladimir.
Yeah, cool. There was
Kubrat
Pulev. There was Kubrat Pulev, and there was what's his fucking face, Andy
Joseph
Ruiz,
Parker?
and then he beat Andy. I already said Joseph Parker.
Okay.
The thing is, all of these UK fighters that he defended his titles against didn't even exist. Not one of them are from the UK. Not one.
Sorry, from overseas. I take it as overseas fighters. Again, I watch a bunch.
So
of
if you're from if you're not from the United States, you're from the UK.
Not necessarily, but is my apologies on that. My apologies on that. I didn't mean any disrespect from that.
You gotta admit sometimes I'm that ignorant too. I mean, you already know it, Mark. Sometimes I
just
get
overseas
that way too,
fighters. My
overseas
bad. No,
to me is like I'll say European fighters most of the time. You know.
Yeah,
but
no.
I do that. So
just in my opinion, I think as he gets further in his career, a lot of those accomplishments get pushed back further because of how he's looked. A guy like Andy Ruiz, he shouldn't have lost to, in my opinion. And that's why that win for Usyk, for me, doesn't look as polished. Because he got his belts back against Ruiz and then fought an old Pulev. And just being real honest, I mean, the guy just fought in a triangle. The dude just fought in a triangle against an MMA fighter because he's irrelevant now. So for me, the reason why a Josh Taylor looks better.
Who were you saying was irrelevant? Because I missed that part.
Pulev. Kubrat.
So I have a question. Right? Sure. Now, you say the wins for Josh Taylor, right? So the win over Jose Ramirez and Canelo's wins, they look better, right? Because Kubrat recently fought in a triangle. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Kubrat recently fought. As far as I know, you can correct me now if I'm wrong. The 3 opponents for Canelo this year, the first one was Avni Yildirim, right?
Bum. Yep.
Yeah, and he lost to Jack Cullen, who got knocked out by another bum recently.
Yep.
Right?
Bum.
So, right. Absolute bum. Billy Joe Saunders. How did he look in his last fight after the Canelo fight?
Honestly, I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, because he hasn't fought yet. What about Caleb Plant?
He hasn't fought yet either.
Okay, so and here's the thing. You saying that these wins are raging bad, so that's why you have to give it to Canelo when you don't even know what state they're in. It's just presumptuous. There's no baseline behind it.
Right.
There's no baseline.
But they were on.
There's no way to know. There's no way to know.
So they were on the come up when they fought Canelo, versus Kubrat Pulev is on the back end of his career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, who did Pulev fight before Joshua? Was it Takam?
No.
Who was it? I can't remember who he fought.
His last fight before that might have been Bogdan Dino. Might have been.
Guys, can I hold on? Let me interrupt you. I'm sorry that I have exactly 2 minutes before I have to leave from my doctor's appointment with my wife because it's an hour away.
Then, Jed, it's been a pleasure because I have to go anyway.
I want to say this though, Mark. I love you, my brother. I love you, Mad Chad. Thank you for coming up here, Chad. Much love. I don't like this. This was just getting good, and I'm learning a lot and getting different points of view.
Yeah, we're learning from each other, man. I love it, man.
And Mark, you know, I'll be calling you later. You already know this, right? But I want to say thank you to the chat and thank you to my panel. And I don't want to cut this off because this is getting fucking great and I love it. But I'm gonna cut it here, guys. Do me one favor, if you can. It's that time of the year. It's getting cold outside. If you can help somebody less fortunate than you, please do. You know, a package of socks, a jacket, a warm shirt, anything. If you can spare it, please do. Help them out. And I would appreciate if you did it, but it'll do your soul even a lot more. Thank you very much, guys. Much love to everybody. I'll be seeing everybody later.